Hello, Internet. My name is Patrick. I'm from Patty Cake Games, and I want to talk to you about our first release because it's coming up very soon. Uh, it's a game called Thud that I came up with a couple of years ago, and finally am now working on it thanks to thegamecrafter.com. I have a prototype copy that I'd like to kind of go through with you to show you what kind of components come in the box and how the basic concepts and everything of the game. So this is the box. This is really, like I said, this is just a prototype copy. The actual final version will be slightly different. The graphics on the cover have changed. I'm actually doing it portrait instead of landscape, and but the basic idea is still kind of the same. So this is what's called a medium pro box. It comes in a box about this big. If you want a size comparison, if you have the game Boss Monster, it comes in a box that's exactly the same size. So if you're familiar with this game, then you know how big the box is actually going to be. Now, what's inside the box is... So it's mostly a card game, so it comes with a deck of cards. To keep the cost down, I've opted not to use a box that the cards would go in. Rather, it comes with this little plastic bag that you can keep the cards in, so that's nice. There is currently, right now, 70 cards in the deck. However, that has been lowered down to about 55 after some playtesting, so the deck is going to be a little bit smaller than this, but these are the cards. The card design has also changed. These are just basic text on the cards. I've actually redesigned them to have a little bit more of a professional graphical look to them. There's no like major illustrations or graphics or anything, but they're easier to read. The text is bigger, and there's like a watermark on them to make them look a little nicer. So that's the deck. It also comes with a couple of pawns. When I first designed the game, I designed it as a two-player game. After playtesting it with 4 people, just to see how it would work, it was way more fun with 4 people. So this is the bag that has the pawns in it. The pawns are actually little wooden figures of people, as you can see. This has 2 of them, the red and the blue one that I originally had with the game. It also has a couple of extra ones because I pulled some wooden people figures from Carcassonne and put them in there so we could use those as pawns while we were testing. The last thing it comes with is the playboard. This is just a card mat of the playboard. I have completely redesigned this because after we play tested it, we realized this was really difficult to use because all the pawns were kind of grouped together in the center, and people tended to be, rather than looking at the lines on the meter, they were more drawn towards putting their pawns on the white spaces, so it was difficult to play. So the new board actually has, well, first of all, it's not a card. I actually have a folding accordion board that folds over itself twice, so it's much more sturdy and it's much bigger. So it gives you much more play area, and the board has a picture of a building that covers the entire side, and it's a line of windows that go down all the way down to the sidewalk at the bottom. So the top of the building, the roof is the top, the sidewalk is the 0 at the bottom, and then each of the windows represent a space on the board, so it's much easier to tell how you're supposed to move up and down the board. So that's what comes in it. The basic concept of the game is that you and your friends have fallen off the top of a building and you're falling to your death. So everyone's going to die. There's no way to stop that. But the concept is you're trying to be the last person to hit the ground. So it's kind of like a reverse race game where you're trying to get to a specific point first, only it's backwards. You're trying to be the last person to get to a specific point. And there's different things you can do while you're falling. You can find obstructions like fire escapes or clotheslines or flagpoles that are sticking out of the building that slow your fall. And then you can also, if you get even with one of your opponents, you can grapple with them, so you can have a mid-air fist fight and throw them lower, launch yourself higher. There's all kinds of things that can happen. It's kind of a really fun, kind of screw your neighbor sort of game. It has a lot of fun name calling because, you kind of, it's like, oh, why'd you do that? It's really fun. So anyway, that's the unboxing. We will record a gameplay video this weekend and probably post that as well. And it should be on the market really soon. I'm thinking probably within the next week I'll have it up for sale. So kind of excited about that. So it's our first ever game at Patty Cake Games. I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you soon.